He's fired one last bullet across the boat there with the $600,000 offer, you know. But you want to come to a fair point in selling something of great value, don't be desperate about it. And that I am not.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Splash. Today we're going to be talking about 5 of the shadiest customers on the hit reality show Pawn Stars. But before we get on to that, go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps us out a lot. Also, make sure to stay until number 1 to see an expensive deal go up in flames. You won't believe what happens. And so, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Number 5. Human Shrunken Head. The guys at Pawn Stars have seen their fair share of weird items. One such item was a supposed human shrunken head. These shrunken heads and their practices originated in the Amazon as part of a ritual of revenge. An item like this, if authentic, could mean big money for the shop.
Well, I hope it is real, because then it'll be worth more money.
If it's real, some poor guy lost his head over there. I don't want it in the shop.
But Rick was hesitant to make a deal since he noticed there was something off about the item. Rick saw that the stitches on the back of this head were done with cotton thread. This wouldn't have been used by the Amazon tribes. Right away, he knew it was a fake. Needless to say, he rejected the offer. Number 4. Ball and chain. The worst thing the team at Pawn Stars could do is buy fake items. Selling them would be difficult, and they would hold little value. Unfortunately for the shop, Rick made this exact mistake in one episode. A man came in with what he claimed were authentic Folsom Prison ball and chain sets inside of a 19th century Wells Fargo box. Rick had his doubts, but the customer continued to defend his items. Rick gave in to this customer's dealings and eventually shelled out $450.
I'll meet you in the middle at $450.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
right.
Pretty little filthy.
Hey, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
He should have trusted his gut instinct because these turned out to be fake. In fact, he called in an expert who told Rick it was one of the most faked items out there.
It's a complete fake.
Damn it, Rick.
It's one of the most faked items out there.
Number 3. Jimi Hendrix guitar. Guitars are a staple piece of merchandise being sold in pawn shops. This particular episode sees a rare piece of history in one guitar though. Jimi Hendrix was a big part of the 1960s music scene and a leader of the new psychedelic movement. His guitar skills were smooth and unlike any other at the time. So naturally, the boys at Pawn Stars would want to get their hands on one of his guitars.
1963, American-made Fender Stratocaster. This guitar was actually played by Jimi Hendrix.
This happened when one customer came in with what he claimed was a Stratocaster owned by Hendrix himself. This was a big claim, so Rick had to call in an expert. Surprisingly, the expert authenticated the customer's claims and mentioned the guitar was worth $1 million. This excited the customer, but Rick needed to make a profit. He tried buying it for $500,000, and the customer wouldn't take it. They haggled and eventually dropped the deal.
$750, really, man. That's a bottom dollar I can take for the guitar.
6?
I can't do it, man. But I'll call you if I change my mind.
Call me.
Okay?
All right, man.
The team lost a great item, but the customer still wanted to earn big from his item. He contacted the guitar expert after the failed deal at the pawn shop and sold it directly to him. What a shady backdoor deal. Number 2. Stolen Submarine. One infamous aspect of pawn shops is that they tend to sell stolen goods, although it's a wonder why you would want to make such a deal on TV. In one episode, a woman came in with a one-man submarine. Yes, an entire submarine. She claimed she received it from a man who had it lying around in his yard. He gave it to her for free with the condition that she took it right away.
So what do we have here?
A one-man submarine.
Wow.
I wanted to get 25 grand.
You do realize we're in the middle of a desert, right?
Sounds shady, right? A submarine like this could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Rick had his doubts, but eventually caved in. He bought the boat for $3,000 and a laugh. What did he get himself into? Coincidentally, the submarine's original owner's lawyer was watching Pawn Stars and saw the submarine. It was reported stolen 5 years prior to the episode airing. The boys at Pawn Stars eventually returned the boat. Luckily, the woman who bought it was not charged with any criminal offense since she didn't know that the submarine was stolen. That goes to show that anything can happen on Pawn Stars. Number 1. Signed Shoeless Joe Jackson book. When it comes to buying historical pieces, especially expensive ones, you should learn to trust your instinct. This is a lesson Rick from Pawn Stars seems to never learn. One customer came in with what he said was a book signed by the baseball legend Shoeless Joe Jackson.
I have a book signed by Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Oh, it's actually signed by him.
Right.
His signatures are extremely rare to find, so this item was an extremely lucky find. Well, it would be if it was authentic. Rick was unsure about the item since this particular signature was one of the most forged sports signatures in the world. It came with a certificate of authenticity, but even that was questionable. He pushed these doubts aside and agreed to buy it for $13,000 anyway.
I'll go $13,000. I won't go a penny more. I mean, ask for $1 more, you can just pick the book up and leave. But I'll go $13,000. If you do that, I'll do it.
Let's do it.
All right, deal, man.
Rick went to get it checked out by some experts. The first expert told him that it was most likely a fake, but this wasn't a definitive answer. He still had hope. He went to get a second opinion, and that expert put the nail in the coffin when he told Rick it was most definitely a fake. Not only that, but it was a terribly done fake. The rest of the team got a great laugh out of this failed sale. Well, everyone, hope you enjoyed. While you're here, go ahead and click on the links above to check out some of our other awesome videos.